Hey guys and girls, Anthony 4x4 Diesel. Who remembers the Prado 120 with 266,300 Ks? Well, now it's got an extra 34 and it's running better. What we're going to do, there's a couple of bits of information here. I'm going to include a couple of photos. If you're wondering what they are, we had a tapping, tap, vibration at idle. Once you turn the radio off, the windows up, the door shut, there was a tapping noise consistent with the engine speed, like tapping underneath. And what we did for this client, he had injectors, BFE, transmission flush. We did a complimentary vehicle inspection, and I did notice a plug rubbing on the body. I meant to fix it, but I didn't. I missed. Lucky it wasn't a paid vehicle inspection or anybody said to fix it. But anyway, I did notice it. I meant to make an adjustment, but I didn't get around to it. But let's first quickly have a look at these readings so you can compare. If I've let the videos in the right order, when you saw a 266-300, that's this vehicle. There was probably a couple of videos on it, but injectors and all that. Had an oil leak at the cam seal. This is that vehicle, okay? Okay, let's get over here and have a look at these readings just quickly so you can compare and know what 120 with good injectors, the condition of things, what the readings are at, okay? One of the main ones we look at, which is available on a scan gauge. By the way, scan gauge, you've got a new product coming out. I'm going to check one of those out and let you know. I think it displays something like 8 or 9 things up. It's quite big, you know, suction cap on the screen type job, but pretty cool. We'll try it out, let you know what we think, so stay tuned for that. But look, and it can read, of course, the load reading, maybe even more things in the scan gauge too. I think it's called the scan gauge 3. I get things wrong all the time though, so check it out. But you can see the load reading. It's not just yak I'm talking. We need to spend the time for you to look at that load reading to go, one of the common ones again, 120 Prado, 1KD FTV, 5-speed auto. See that one? Anyway, load, you've got a fair idea by now that it's around 11 to 12 when everything's working happy days. Now that could change a little bit with a new suction control valve. This one's still got the short one, it'll get changed later. Let's quickly slip down to those other readings, and then we'll talk about this noise in case you've got that noise or you ever have that noise and you want to know what it is so you can eliminate it, okay? I'll explain what it is and pop the photos in there, the before and after photos. Let's do that now. No, let's finish this, okay? Feedback volume, injection volume I should say. At the top there, injection volume. While I'm yak trying to work out what I'm going to do next, you can see it's around the 6 mark, a little bit under, a little bit over. For an auto, that's fine. It'll be lower in a manual. It'll be higher in a 150 Prado. Hiluxes, 4-speed, 5-speed manual, they'll all be different. You've got to watch the specific videos. Check out our injector diagnostics playlist, okay? Playlists are on our channel. You just go to our page on YouTube, 4x4 Diesel, look around, you'll find somewhere it says playlists, okay? Everybody's computer and iPads and Tab A, B, C, Ds, phones, Samsung Galaxy, whatever, Android, you know, whatever phone you've got. Don't buy an Oppo because it's owned by the CCP, but anyway, Apple, whatever, they're all made in China anyway, aren't they? Whatever you've got, the point is, so playlists is gold. You need to check out the playlists, okay? While I've been yak, I hope you're looking at the injection volume so you can see. That's what it should be. When you see that, you know your injectors, there's a bloody good chance they're in bloody good condition, if that makes sense to you. So if you know they've done under 150,000 kg, you're getting readings like this, happy days. Now, bit of a question came up. Someone was a bit concerned again. They obviously aren't subscribed, missed some of the videos. So this is what happens if you don't watch all the videos to the end. It's easy enough to do, approximately 10 minutes a day, 7 p.m. Melbourne time, about 10 minutes. If you want education, you've got some catching up to do, subscribe, turn the bell on, hit the like button, especially when you like them. Okay, but you can see the readings, right? You need to look at your specific vehicle in that playlist. But feedback 1, 2, 3, 4, see these are all minus 0.7, 0.7, so it's not unusual to see that. This is not a problem. We know we've got new injectors, everything's happy. You can't get zeros. I mean, you can if you're really lucky, but it really doesn't mean anything to you. Even if it says 1. Now, somebody had a 1 or a 0.9 or a 1 or 1.1. I've said it before, 1 point anything I'm not concerned about. If it's got a 2 point something, then we're going to start looking at all other readings, listening, checking for smoke, going, is this the first time we've ever had a faulty or problem with new injectors? Now, a little bit of feedback. We had a client, for those regulars that are subscribed, listening, and they know what's going on, they know everything about me, probably more than I know about myself, but anyway, yeah, a little bit too much sometimes, right? We had a client who purchased injectors, got in the VIP, did the job, Mickey Mouse, you know, he would have had the best injectors and injector replacement, but he had some concerns. he must have been punching it, but when the coolant temperature was over 90, 92 degrees, somewhere around there, it was making some sort of pinging noise or something like that apparently. Anyway, long story short, he went somewhere else, you know, the B word. They said, oh yeah, we don't know what they replaced them again. They reused our pipes with injectors. You know how they lube them up and slop them in, hopefully all the best. But, you know, to be quite honest, we've seen their work. They show us enough on videos if that's their best work. You know, really, we show our worst work on videos, so maybe they are doing that too. But I would have thought a reputable business is probably more careful than me to show their best work on videos. But who knows, you know, it doesn't matter who, you know, we'll just say the B word. Anyway, there's a couple of places in New South Wales with a B, you figure it out. It doesn't matter anyway, it just doesn't matter, you know. He did it himself, it was beautiful. He was a bit too worried about it. You could be watching the video, so I'm talking to everybody, not just you. But the fact of the matter is, he changed the injectors, paid thousands of dollars again, and then after the fact, contacted me and sort of said, and I'm sort of like, mate, I don't know what. Anyway, so I did the best I could, and I offered I said, this is how confident I am in the product. I offer a full refund if there's a problem with even one of those injectors. So certainly shouldn't have replaced all four, would have been one. This is the whole point, remove, test, see what happens, because they're all brand new. Anyway, so I said, look, the best I can do for you now, I'm happy to test them, get them tested independently. If any of them are out, I'll just give you a full refund for your kit, because I actually feel sorry for you, made a mistake. We got the injectors tested, and as I suspected, that they came back perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with any of the injectors. It did look like they have been hot at some stage, so I don't know what's going on with the lack of airflow, or apparently no tune, no chip, no all that sort of stuff. So heavy towing, working it hard. I know it's a 4-cylinder, but I haven't seen how modified it is, whatever, tyre size, I don't know any of that. But the injectors had evidence on them that they've been hot. So the engine's running hotter than normal for whatever reason, we don't know. But not an injector problem, okay? When it got to that temperature, maybe there was something going on with the combustion. Anyway, long story short, they tested fine. Since then, we've put them into another vehicle. So a client slash friend, because, you know, we want to do multiple tests to confirm. So they're in another vehicle. It drives beautiful. It's quiet. We can push it around and it still doesn't get hot or anything like that, like this other vehicle was. There's nothing wrong with the injectors. So prior to that confirmation, obviously, I have to pay for the testing. I gave him a small amount of money back for the injectors, but put me in a position, what can I do? There was nothing wrong with them, and you've actually ended up with who knows what, and especially who knows what sort of job. Anyway, moving on back to this. Feedback values, don't worry about them, because people worry about things too much. See, we go off topic, but it's always important information. There's going to be 3 topics in this video, right? We've never had a problem with a brand new injector, okay? Thousands of injectors. They're built by machines. We check them for damage. We've never had a problem, okay? Feedback values. If we see a reading like 2.2 or even maybe 1 point, like the highest I normally see would be, you might see a 1.7, minus 1.7, 1.5, somewhere, you know, throughout the whole range, worst case scenario. When they're cold and they're warming up, I don't really care. These things happen. Let's have a look at it, what it is once it's fully warm. As long as it's not going over 3. If it's going over 3, that's the limit. Then we want to look at all the other readings. What's going on? Let's do some investigations, okay? So I want you to relax a bit if you see readings like 1. Who cares? I don't care what it was before. Different injectors, old flogged injectors can have really even feedback values here, and new injectors can have readings. That's why it's not just my talk, yak, yak, yak. You get to watch these readings and see what's happening, and by now you should know. You can see pilot 1, pilot 2 now. You know that they're normally around 430, aren't they? And see how it's jumping around, going 400, 450, okay? This is telling us probably fuel pressure. That suction control valve is causing problems. Unfortunately, we're not replacing the SCV. The client's probably going to do it himself at a later date. So it'll be hard to show you feedback on this one, but I'll tell you what's going to happen. Pilot 1, pilot 2, they're going to end up around the 430 really steady when that SCV's change. But you can see the main injection period around, you should be around the 550, 600. It was steady before. I don't know how long you've been watching it for, but this is not the first time I looked at the screen. It was quite steady around the usual 550, 600, but fuel pressure is going to mess with everything here. So let's go have a quick look at the timing. Let's have a quick look at that. We won't waste too much time. We're nearly out of time. I've got a 10-minute time limit, and I've got to tell you about that other noise and put the photos in. I'm trying to give myself a 10-minute time limit, right? I put a 2-minute video out there. We just get all these questions, right? So I try and include the info. If you want more info, watch more videos. I haven't got time to answer the questions. That's why we do it in detail. Fuel pressure, this is what we want to look at now. I'm sure we're going to find it jumping below 30 and up to 40, something like all over the joint. You know, normal, I've told you before, is 32 to 35. See the target, 35? That's what it wants to be. When everything's good, I can tell you from experience, 32 to 35 is normal. That's what you're going to see on all the vehicles with long SCVs. If you see things dropping below 32 and the further below, it's not normal, something's wrong. If you see them going above 35, 36, let's say 36, something's not right. Did you just see 29? While I'm yak, and I've seen 29, there it is again, and I've seen 38 right then, okay? That'll do me. 29 to 38, up and down all over the joint. Suction control valve, the short one's rubbish, it's sticking, it's causing problems. Nobody should have a short suction control valve left in their vehicle right now. And if this is your first video you've watched for 10 or 11 minutes and you just found out that, that's why you watch the videos till the end. Don't give up. Now, what happened was this vehicle's had an engine, it's had a rebuild, so it had a number of issues, but when we did a complimentary inspection, I noticed the wiring loom rubbing in a place it doesn't normally rub. I was going to rework it, didn't take too much notice. Then I was doing the big road test. You know, we've done 34K since the last video. That's what we do after injector, BFE and all this sort of thing. We thoroughly check everything. You get what you pay for. The vehicle isn't coming back. No comebacks, no problems. We're going to get it right the first time to the best of our ability, and it works pretty well every time as far as I can remember. If somebody knows otherwise, put it in the comments and remind me, and I'll put my hand up and say, yeah, you're right. Like the time that I forgot to, I can't really talk about that one, but it's... Anyway, well, how do we talk about that one? There was something I forgot to do, but if you know the whole story, you'd go, of course you forgot to do that, because it's not what you do. But anyway, it was what sort of had to be done this time. But anyway, so there's one, we'll call it one comeback. 2Ks down the road, oh, I got a P041, what's going on there? Anyway, worked it out pretty quickly what it was, and let's just say that this job was different to the normal type, right? So we'll just leave it at that. Anyway, better get on and tell you about this wiring loom. So underneath, it clips on the side of the transfer case on the exhaust side. There's a wiring loom there, and the plug clips on the little bracket. There's two clip places. There's one where you clip it and the plug's facing down, or one where you clip it and the plug's sideways, and then the plug and the wiring loom rubs on the body of the vehicle. So when you're sitting here at idle, you get that vibration in the, you know, the whole thing's vibrating and it's tapping against the body of the vehicle, and it's so annoying, right? So I rang him up because I was giving him a rundown on what we've done and where it's at, when it's going to be finished and all that. And I said, mate, you noticed that tapping? And he goes, oh yeah. I said, I think I know what it is. I forgot to fix it. So I've just slid under the vehicle literally directly before I started this video, and I took a photo before and I took a photo afterwards. So just have a look in the photo before. I'll try and get them in the right order. You'll see there's a little spot for the clip, for that wiring loom to clip in, and the old mark from it from years and years ago before they did the engine, or unless somebody else has done some other work, I doubt it. So I just went, without looking at another vehicle, and I don't take these wiring looms on and off, so I don't remember. I went, I reckon it's meant to go there. So I unclipped it from the side, clipped it in the other spot. It looks right to me. That's the photo afterwards. I'm back in the vehicle now. Can you hear any noise? I can't. The engine mounts are stuffed though. It's one of the other things that needs to be done. They're really bad, the engine mounts. You know, 06, 7, 8, Prado 120s, those sort of thing. If you've got a really bad vibration at idle, engine mounts, check out our videos. All the info you need's there. We do keep engine mounts in stock if you want to come and pick some up. For the people that ask, where are you? We're based, we're normally in Hillside, which is Melbourne, 25 k's northwest. Generally there, we could be in Hillside, we could be in Sunshine, we could be in Bendigo, we could be in the other side of town, who knows, we could be away on a trip. And that's the important message for those awesome people that waited till the end. You've got about another week to book your car into the Prado Hospital or get some parts. Basically wipe off September. The first few days in September, we can help you out with an injector kit. The first Monday in September only, and then it's the first Monday in October. Thanks for watching, guys. We're about to take a break. We've got heaps of maintenance to do. We've got to restock all our supplies, tools, parts, everything you can imagine. There's a lot of work that goes on, and there's a lot of background work that goes on to keep it happening and keep it happening quality. So that's what we're about to do. Thanks for watching. I don't know when this video is going to come out. Maybe I better put this one out sooner rather than later. That could come out before the other videos on this car. What a mess. Anyway, too many videos. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.